Okay, you check this one. Then I'll take a small joke. A programmer and IT hipster comes to the doctor and says, "You know, it's time by time I hear the voices." The therapist looks at him and says, "Try to shut off your cell phone, GPS, iPad, Bluetooth headset, and then let me know if you still hear voices." How about the giraffes?
We definitely hear some voices. Hey guys, I have to film something for the marketing material, so smile all the time, even though if you don't like presentation. I say, yeah. So, my name is Mikus Opelts. Yes, I started my own company at university, and I think that's why Lilith asked me to come today and share a bit of our experience as young entrepreneurs who have who have reached some results. Let's put it like that. But we've been around already for 5 years, but averagely, I think, if I remember correctly, it's 80% of companies who bankrupt after the first year in the business. And in IT industry, where we are working on, it's actually 90% of business that are founded by VCs are going out of the business after the first year. So statistic is quite harsh. So if 4 companies start business today, it's big possibility that nobody of you succeed. So, but that's a bit of encouragement. But so that's why when Lilith asked me to share a bit our experience, I thought, okay, we've been around for 4 years, so why we still are here? That's my question, what I will try to answer for you today. And I will put it down in 3 small topics. So what do we do, how we started as a students, and then what are the key essential things, what we think that has allowed us to be still here and be in the business. So who of you knows what giraffe visual? Giraffe 360, skatskat.lv, Latvia, Morno. Okay, 30-40%. Good, nice, thanks. So, so basically about our business, we build experience because we believe that for business to communicate with their audience, you need how to bring experience about your products virtually. It's not enough anymore just to show, just to tell. You have to allow for your users to experience. If it's online, if it's distance, you have to bring an experience. So, and we are focusing our business on the real estate and hospitality industries. So, and the best way how to show and tell a story about some kind of a place is to allow people to walk around it virtually. So we build beautiful, easy to use virtual tours around places. So user can walk around place, click on buttons, let's say for a real estate or hotel. I suppose everybody of you have seen Google Street View. So basically it's much better quality Google Street View. And so we make the beautiful visual of the place. And for those clients who don't have their premises built yet, for example, real estate developers, we build nice 3D models and present their future ideas. And then when we have this nice place visualization, we work with different kind of presentation, as we call them, experience gadgets as virtual reality and building applications so our clients can present their premises on virtual reality headsets. Who of you know what virtual reality is about? Okay, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70%. In 1 or 2 years, it'll be 100% of people will know what virtual reality is because it's one of the hottest thing on the technology business right now. And also we build touchscreens and interactive surfaces, so that's another thing. Let's keep that. And from the business perspective, so you have just a bit of insight. So what we have done, we of course mainly operated so far in Latvia. We have the biggest clients, the biggest part of the clients are local ones. But we have quite many clients in the Eastern Europe, in post-Soviet Union, municipality of Belarus, Ukraine, one of the biggest manufacturers in Azerbaijan, Baku. And then we have quite many clients in the Central Europe and in Scandinavia, Iceland, let's say in Finland, one of the biggest ferry lines in the Eastern Europe, in the Baltic Sea. But the map is quite covered with the places we are doing projects, so it's around 20, 30 countries all around the world. But this year we set our focus on London, so we opened our head office right now in London, and we are trying to get in that market and then fully establish our business there, so we can better work with all of Europe, because from Riga it's a bit harder to do that than from London, so few of our plans. And we have done some 900 projects for 600 clients, and we are one of the virtual tour industry leaders in the Europe, and won some few awards during the road. So, but this is how we started. It's 2010, and it's actually quite similar events like this. It was an event where you had to present an idea, and we had to come up with an idea about the business. So we thought, what should we do? And my friend said, oh, we could do virtual tours. And we went on presenting virtual tours even though we didn't know anything about them. And 5 years afterward, we are generating $500,000 of cash flow from that. So, but the story about 5 years ago, we, as a young students, just understanding the economical situation of the Europe and understanding what our ambitions are and what we want to achieve, we just decided that the best way how to predict your future is to build it. So we thought, how hard it can be? Let's build business for ourselves. And firstly, because we wanted to learn. We wanted to build an environment where we can, if we have an idea, we can try it out and then see if we fail, then we fail, but we learn from it. Because we thought then, if we're going to become employees, nobody will allow us to learn on the real stuff. So it will take too much time for us to get to where the interesting part starts, the building, the strategies, the new concepts, the development. So we're quite eager in that. Second thing why we wanted to start business, because I thought if I had to work, let's say from 10 to 50 years, hopefully 10, but then I better work with my friends or people who I like. And what's really important in the environment, I'm really that's an environment that suits me and I love to be around. So that was second reason. And third reason why we started this was those super team, the 4 guys. Third reason was we just wanted to make money. So we thought, and then we thought, let's make a lot of money. So let's build a big business. But this was only third reason. And of course there was Will asked me to share something from the mistakes and the things that we have done wrong. And there are more mistakes than the good things, since we were young entrepreneurs, young people in business, and a lot of things we just tried out. But and we actually made last year a movie for the Latvians, for foreigners. You will not understand it in Latvian, but if you go on YouTube and if you write in skatskat.lv, 10 lielākās kļūdas, you will find out top 10 mistakes we have ever made, and you can take them as your maybe ideas that you shouldn't do, but maybe try them out and see how they work for you. So just go on YouTube, and if you want to see our mistakes, you can definitely do that. So that was a brief insight about who we are. So, but the main thing, why we still are here. And I was thinking, and I would try to put together not only why we could go this way, like for 5 years, and constantly build the business, double our turnaround every year, double our team, expand to new markets in a way, then why we could do these things, and also what are the key things that we are taking for ourselves in the future, what we want to keep in our company as essential things, because a lot of the things we were doing at the beginning as the young guys, of course now we have cut off because they don't work. Because we could do that as a 20-year-old, but now as a 26-year-old guys, we can't do that anymore. So, but the first thing I already mentioned, I love the sentence, is that the best way to predict your future is to build it, and to stray through to something that you really believe in, because it's really easy to copy. It's really easy to look on other businesses and say, hey, I want to do like this. Let's try to do it a little bit better. Or find out some good things around the world and say, I will just copy them and make them good. But eventually you have to innovate and come up with something on yourself. Otherwise, your business will be quite limited. You can't be the first one. You can only be like the third, fifth, or sixth company who tries to copy others. So the first thing what we did, even though we were quite wrong for the biggest time of our business plan strategy, we stayed focused on how we think how things should work. And it's not only about the products and how we thought we should build how we thought the product should work, but it's also about inside of the company, how ourselves should operate. Because even in 5 years in the business, we still don't have, I don't know the English term, but like that job schedule, 9 to 5. We still don't have that because we just have never found that the actual benefit from that we have to have a time when employees come to work and go off. They just have a bunch of tasks and they come early and they leave late. That's it. There's no need for some kind of schedule, especially like at dinner time, like lunch. Come on, if you want to eat, you eat. And so stuff like that. But of course, it's more on the whole building the whole culture in the company and then building the products as you want it. Because when the cash flow problems come in, when you don't succeed with your business plan, when you see that things are not going as you thought they should go, it's really easy then to say, let's just switch. Oh, those guys are doing that. Oh, let's just do that. And there were so many times on the way where we could just easily switch to new things or dump the thing we are doing and go to a new business or start developing other products because we didn't see already the old problems we would have there. So we always the first thing we always tried to figure out what's the way for us. So and what should we do and how we can be the best, not like what others are doing and let's copy them and then let's try to just do it better. Second thing, I don't know in which school you studied and what teacher said you about in Latvian and in English, but business, in the place where I come from, it's a verb. It's an action verb. It's not a noun. In Latvian it sounds nice. Tas nav lietvārds, tas ir darbības vārds. So, because we can think about anything in the world, we can build any kind of plans, but only thing that matters is what do you execute? What's the end result of your daily activity, of your monthly activity, of your quarterly results, and what's at the end of the year? Because I have met so many people that say, hey, I have this great idea. Hey, I have this great plan. Hey, I have this new cool thing that will work. Hey, everybody has an idea. Everybody. We could sit down there and build 10 great businesses. But how many people have you met that say, hey, I built this? Quite less. But business, it's a verb. So it's about only the things we are doing. It's not about what we think. Thinking is for philosophers. So business is for doing. The first thing we have to think a bit, so we have some kind of a plan or strategy, that's good. But it's even better to do without thinking than just to think. Because thinking doesn't generate any kind of result. It just creates an idea, but idea in your head is nothing without an execution. But it's easy to put those, not those kind of nice phrases together, but it's also really important about that you start doing that. Because what we learned early is that it doesn't matter how big is the strategy, how big is the plan. We have to develop. We wanted to first, 4 years ago, when there wasn't drones. You know drones, they have been only in the market actually for last, really booming for last 2 years. 4 years ago, they were really expensive individual products. So we just thought, we should have a photo from the air, and we started to Google and what's there. Is there any private helicopters and stuff? So and we found that there are drones and drone programs, and we thought, they are expensive. It costs like 10,000 just to buy a first prototype, and we don't have that kind of money. But we always figure out with the drones and with other things, we always figure out what's the small step we can take. Because one thing you have to know also about our business, we have never had a founding. We have built everything, but based only from the projects, from the clients, from the work we are doing. So there's always a small step for every of those plans you were telling today. There's always a step you can start doing today. You can just to get further. And a lot of people just settle down and think, oh, I don't have this resources, money, people, etc. I can't do this. But you don't need everything to begin to finish. You just need something to begin with. There's this saying. This is about the road, but about 1,000 miles in the desert starts with one step. And start making that step, start making that leap of faith, and then you will probably figure out what you will do later. And there's one example from our experience that a lot of our clients are hospitality, guest houses, restaurants, around 100 restaurants in Riga, around 100 guest houses around Latvia, so where you can go in, walk around, and click on the information button, look how they look, and decide whether they're interesting for you. So we built the first virtual tour for the guest house, and it looked like a shit. So, but 5 years from that day when we built the first virtual tour, we have actual database of around 1,000 virtual tours, and we have 30% of our Latvia's municipalities as our clients. So we just thought, okay, let's build a platform. Let's build a platform around Latvia where people can virtually walk around our country, go into every restaurant, every city, basically better quality of Google Street View, but you can have inside of the places. And we just did that in a few months. We put the platform together because we had this small steps prepared, and then we suddenly saw, hey, we can come up with something, even though we didn't see a purpose when we started it. And the third most important thing is Nike's slogan, just do it. Because once you have come up with the idea, once you have made that first step, the most important thing is just keep on going. Keep on going, next step, next step, next step, until you reach the first point. First point of the presentation, which is what's our actual plan. Because I don't know what you know about business plans, but I for sure know one thing: you can't write a business plan. It's just impossible. There's no person in the world who can write a business plan that works like it's written. It's just impossible. It just doesn't work like that, because business is a verb. It's an action verb. It's not a piece of paper you write down. It's how you execute things. And business plan and plans, when you write, and those strategies and things you think about, they are good to give a roadmap of a potential future problems you will come up with, of a potential problems you will run into it, and you will better understand the mess you are getting into. But it's for sure you won't execute the business plan as it's written. It just doesn't happen on this planet. Definitely not. I have never met the person in my life who has really wrote a business plan and executed it as it's written, in the terms that's written in the business plan. It just doesn't work. So forget about planning, start doing. That was the key for this presentation. Another thing, even though nowadays when startups are built as let's say, people try to make startups quite cool, popular, and this whole startup environment. And sometimes you an entrepreneur, you really have to go on stages and feel like a pop star, go and speak and present to people, but it's a really lonely road. It will be lonely road only for you, for your team, because nobody believes in you, nobody wants actually for you to succeed, because there's not one, but it's you and your team who has an idea, you starting making your first steps, and you just going till the end, well, it's executed. It's not, others will not help you. Other consultants, other supervisors, anything else. It's you who are building your dream, and then you use some of that help you can find around. But it's not about, what I wanted to say with this slide, just you are on your own. So deal with it, and good luck, and go the way. So to sum it all up, I think the jury is back, so I had to fill up the time till the jury comes. First thing, decide what do you want from your future. Maybe just a little house near the sea. Then start taking your first steps and don't stop until you really reach the goal. I was walking around London and I saw this on the street. It's a great quote. Be bad until you're good, and good until you're great. Good until you're great, because that's about new companies. You can't be great at the beginning, but you can be great at one point. So start making your own. And while you're trying to figure out your own dreams for the future, or starting to take your first steps, you can definitely follow Giraffe Dream on our social media, because we need new likes and followers. So look for Giraffe 360, and if you want something more, just write me an email. Thank you guys.